It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Sierra 265. And Crypt Keeper.
A Crypt Keeper.
Oh shit. So let me ask you this, man. How do you feel after such long exposure in the sun and recovering from it that one time?
It's interesting that you continue to keep up this life-changing moment of mine. Even though I've explicitly told you that we can no longer talk about it.
Your psychiatrist warned me about that, but that's all right. Listen, man, I got a question for you. Tell me a little something here, real quick. How does horsepower and torque relate to a motorcycle?
That Sierra 265 is a very good question, one that I am very well educated and well versed in, to give you a very educated and well versed answer. The relationship between horsepower and torque, or for our EU listeners, our PS and Newton meters, is, I don't know. Google it up. It's something about power at the crankshaft is something with, horses, and then torque is the ability to move that horsepower to the ground to produce movement. I have no idea. I just know the higher it is, the more American you are.
Even though it's a foreign piece of art. Alright, no, because every time we've talked about motorcycles, the conversation always takes a sudden turn with you dropping some statistics about horsepower and torque. And I look at you with the same face that I always have that says, do I look like the kind of person that looks at those kind of specs when I'm looking at a motorcycle? And you go, yeah, because why else would you buy a piece of hardware when you don't know how it performs?
Yeah, why would you buy something and you don't know how it performs?
Well, because like many other in our society, I am a brand whore.
Brand whore.
And I care more about the Kawasaki than I do over the numbers. Only numbers I tend to care about are price and stuff.
Okay, so after just a cursory Google, I'm sorry, Yahoo search.
So good, Yahoo had to flag us for mentioning their name.
Torque is a force that accelerates your bike. Horsepower is the force accelerating your bike, has to be able to give speed. Horsepower is torque times RPM divided by a constant.
Math. But this is probably why we don't go to Yahoo.
Yahoo! Do you remember when that was the thing?
Yeah, and then do you ever see the movie Inspector Gadget? The live action one?
The one with Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
What about it?
There's a scene where the bad guy, where a big Yahoo billboard falls on. Actually, no, I'm getting that confused. It's Yoo-hoo what falls on him. Is it Yoo-hoo? I don't know. I'll run it by Senri and see if she remembers.
Torque is simply a force acting on something from a distance, i.e., a piston pushing down on a crankshaft using the leverage to rotate it. While horsepower is torque multiplied by RPM, or a measurement of how quickly an engine can accomplish a certain amount of work. So the higher your horsepower rating is, the more quick that it can accomplish a certain amount of work, the higher the torque, the higher the force is pushing on the piston for the crankshaft.
Which is why pickup trucks and all that jazz, they have really, really high torque.
High torque.
Okay, fair enough. I promise you, and everybody who may be listening, that I will not remember that. Ever. I just won't. Hell. CK sent me articles about explaining it aside from the one he looked up, and it doesn't click for me. Which is cool. No big deal. But where I was going with that question is, bro.
What? What? Ducati.
Right, so sports bike or super sport?
They're the same thing.
Hypersport is the other one, isn't it? No, there's a sports bike, which is the Ninja,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a Super Sport, which is the H series.
Well, if I'm already going to be uncomfortable sitting, I might as well go for the Super Sport so I have more performance and I can become a smear on the side of a bridge more quickly.
At that point, horsepower is a measurement of how fast you spread like butter.
Well, as wise people have said in history, it's not the speed that kills you, it's the sudden stop at the end. So at that point, the horsepower and torque's irrelevant.
Is it?
I don't know, you're dead, so who gives a shit?
Good observation. I don't appreciate that.
Don't
Oh,
appreciate
man.
what?
Just the peanut gallery over here giggling at my lack of understanding from what you were just saying.
Peanuts?
Mm.
We're talking about nuts? Oh, this is a goofy balls thing.
Yeah. So, all right. So tell me a little bit here.
Truck nuts.
The heck's that kind, right? What do you think of Kawasaki?
Well, it's
folks,
generally accepted that Kawasaki's are weak,
wow.
although they're comfortable and dry.
All right, folks. So we went to a motorsport once upon a time. Wow, it's not that boring. Maybe that's why they're green and bright to get your attention. So we went to a power sport recently at some point, depending on when this comes out. And I'm looking at a Z900, and this wonderful salesman happens to walk by with this douchebag of a customer.
He was a douchebag.
That dude reeked of douchebag, right? And the salesman goes, well, we do have the Z900. Out of context, because I didn't find out what was going on until later. And the guy, while touching the handlebar of the Z900, goes, nah, I've heard how weak Kawasaki's can be. And then they continue to walk off. So, being offended for Kawasaki, I'm grumbling to myself. I sit on the 900, right? And I continue to listen to them, because at that point, I'm taking it personal. And the dude is trying to get the salesman to show him a Ninja 1000.
Made by Kawasaki.
Thank you. Right? So he has the audacity to talk shit about Kawasaki while looking for a Kawasaki leader bike, when all he should have really said was, I don't like the C series. I like the sports bike series. Or the Ninja series.
Yeah, it was apples to oranges, really. Because, you got your standards and then you got your sports bikes.
Right. And I'm pretty sure that at a glance, we're not supposed to judge people, but we're allowed to have opinions. Right, at a glance, this was a youngish kid, maybe not.
Nah, he was middle-aged.
He was middle-aged?
Yeah.
Right, so he's probably trying to compensate or trying to hide something by going, I need to put this set of balls on a sports bike because the women's undercarriage will moisten up because of it. I apologize for the vulgarity of that statement, but it's just the mentality.
He didn't even buy anything.
Because they didn't have a Ninja 1000.
What a loser.
Right. Even though the salesman did say that there was other leader bikes available.
But he was dead set on a weak-ass Kawasaki.
Thank you. That is... Okay, that's it. That's case in point right there.
Weak.
Yeah, I mean, not Kawasaki in general, just that dude. So bless his heart. Hopefully he finds his Ninja, his leader bike, in a pink or purple of his choosing. And it survives when he's just a smear on the side of a bridge.
He did look like a pastel kind of guy.
Is that what people who drive Kawasaki sound like? Because...
Wait, sorry, I just blacked out like the past 15 seconds. It's like something took a hold of my body. I'm having PTSD of the desert.
I thought we weren't supposed to talk about
I know, this is exactly why we're not supposed to be talking about it.
Oh Lord. Anyways, enough of this weak ass Kawasaki situation, man. What do you like to? What are you into? I've heard you like Aprilias, you like Dukes, Ducati. Clearly, you like more European style things, but
I do. It's a European thing, It's kind of like I could drive a nice, safe Toyota or Kawasaki, or I could have a fully kitted out Mercedes or, a KTM.
This is where we insert an asterisk and say that this is literally subjective and it varies across the board.
Well, I,
Thank you.
like you, a little bit of a brand whore,
Fair enough.
a little bit of a uniqueness whore, I would say. Yeah, it's like, all right, oh, I drive a motorcycle to work. Oh my God, what kind of motorcycle do you ride? Oh, I love guys that ride motorcycles. And then I say I drive a Kawasaki, and she'll be like,
Yes.
oh. But then I say I ride a Ducati.
Yeah, but they might be like, well, I mean, everybody knows what a Ducati is.
By the time I get to the A in that name, she's already naked.
Wow. Did you ever? Which movie was it? I think it was one of the Italian Jobs, where Seth Green talks about having a sound system that rips the clothes off women.
Wait, the Italian Job, like with the Mini Coopers and they're stealing gold?
No, I'm thinking of Oceans, one of the Oceans movies. Well, Seth Green. That's the
Oh
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, after they successfully heist, he hits play and it rips the clothes off the women. I don't know why your Ducati situation reminded me of that scene, but
Well, because on my Ducati,
that you don't have.
everybody's gonna be, so just blown away by the fact that it's a Ducati that they're just clothes fall off. I don't know what to say. It's a thing with, it's an Italian thing, I guess.
Is that what it is?
All right, but for realsies, I do like the European bikes because
enough.
it's unique. Whatever, it has a general amount of steez when you talk about them. I like their styling better. It's kind of more of like a aggressive kind of like, I don't know, sports car-ish, whatever. Which, I mean, Kawasaki, Yamaha have the same thing.
Yeah, but they're the same thing, though.
What do you mean?
So, like, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, maybe some of the Hondas.
Are
They're
all
s-
made in Japan?
Right, so no, but like their styling, their standard bikes or their sports bikes, even some of their supers, they just look the same. They're just slightly cosmetically different.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the internals you can't see unless you look up, you're riding it or you look into it.
Mm-hmm.
But your European style bikes, like you said, they have that edge does go past the performance. The Duke, for example, I think it was the Duke 890 that you showed, or the 890R. It is an aggressive bike. It just looks aggressive. It looks like a dirt bike on steroids with the power of a super sport. And that is appealing.
The scalpel.
Right, the scalpel. But at the same time, I look at the price and I was like, I could get the Toyota version of that kind of power and get a Yamaha MT-09. No offense to Yamaha or the Dukes, but I'm just saying.
But then you're saying, oh, I ride a Yamaha. It's like, oh, okay, you ride a Yamaha, that's cool. But then you're like, oh, I ride a KTM. They'll be like, oh.
Do you remember when you first told me
it's a
about
KTM.
Aprilia and KTM?
Mm-hmm.
That I said, what is that?
Exactly. It's a conversation starter. It's unique. It's like, either you know them or you're about to. You know what
Or
I'm
you're
saying?
ignorant enough to just like one brand. Like Kawasaki.
I don't have anything against Kawasaki or Yamaha or Honda or Suzuki or Harley. No, Harley. Yeah.
Nah, hold on a second now.
I'm just kidding. I totally almost bought a Harley.
The same appeal you have about European bikes is a similar appeal that the Harleys have. Like your Aprilias and your Ducatis, yeah, those are Italian, those are European, and they reek of that, just like Harley reeks of American. What, I don't even know what that. You are learning new words in the desert, and I don't appreciate that.
Wait, I hate to sidebar here, but Steez has been around for a long time.
Doesn't mean you didn't pick
Probably
it up in the
obsolete.
desert. I
I don't know why you keep bringing up the desert, man. You
What?
keep bringing up the desert.
What desert?
It
man?
doesn't make me feel comfortable. I was made to feel really small in the desert. It sucks that the sunglasses covered as much as they did.
They were really big glasses, folks.
I mean, they were, in respect to sunglasses. They were. So let's not get that twisted. But, so.
All right. So European, American, or Chinese, or Japanese, or whatever. Are you pro loud riding, or a loud bike, or are you pro quiet, normal?
Well, having suffered, tolerated a loud car for a little while, I'm going to have to say I'm in the classy, moderately loud.
So a little bit higher than for, let's say, louder than a stock Vulcan S Kawasaki. Which,
Yeah, okay, so like that, right? Because, like, the volume's, like, you can hear it.
but it's not making your teeth chatter.
Right. All right, so like that, but maybe a little bit more full, right? I don't want something that's like, like more like.
I hate to say it, but I have this odd suspicion that second grumble did not pick up on the line. There it is. Okay. All right. I'm cutting that out, all of that. Most of it. I'll probably leave it in if I have footage for it to shoot for that. And that's Ducati for you guys.
Italians, Austrian,
You guys can't see, but I'm doing the hand
German.
hand gesture.
Oh, actually, before we sign off here, Husqvarna makes motorcycles, and that's a Scandinavian company. So maybe I'll look into Vartbilen.
You do that.
Svartbilen.
But I also noticed while looking up information about the current lawn tractor that I have, I also noticed that they're pulling out of the lawn tractor industry, and they're focusing more on the whatchamacallit, other industries, and one of them was motorcycles. So,
Husqvarna.
yep. I
It
did
just
not,
has a really cool name, Husk.
and it has 2 dots over one of the letters, and that looks cool too.
Husqvarna.
We'll probably look it up. I'll see if I can throw up an image of that in the footage right around here, but not here.
Giggity. And with that, signing off for the first time today for our viewers is
The Crypt Keeper. Ring, 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 ring.
He'll pick a steady one here one day, folks. This is Sierra 265 signing out. We'll see you guys next time.
peace.
It's just crazy how you continue to make those crazy ass noises just for the fun of it.
I know, you said you wanted the lols, so I'm giving the lols with a capital AW in the middle of them.
It's cute.
Cute.